This is a video for anyone struggling with multiplying decimals as a key skill. I'm going to look at converting the decimals into whole numbers, multiplying the whole numbers together, and then converting it back into the decimal form. I'm going to look at 4 examples to do this, and then I'm going to set you 4 examples to do. So, example 1, EG1. I'm going to take 6.2 and I'm going to multiply that by 14.8. I'm going to use one number per square just to help me with make sure we're working neatly. Now my first step that I'm going to do is I'm going to do an estimate. Now my estimate for this, I'm going to round them both to the nearest unit in this case. So I'm going to do this as 6 times by 15, which is 90. So I know that will help me to make sure that my answer at the end is in the right sort of area. So 6.2, I need to convert to whole numbers. Convert both to whole numbers. Now when I say convert, I'm going to do that by multiplying by a power of 10. That means, so example of a power of 10, e.g. 10 or 100 or 1000, and it will usually be one of those. So okay, so 6.2 times by 10 gives me, that converted to a whole number, which is 62. And 14.8 times by 10 gives me 148. There we go. I've converted them both to whole numbers, and I can then work with those. The important thing to note is that I've multiplied by 10 and by 10 again, so in total it's been multiplied by 100. Okay, so that's going to be very important. So 62 times 148. Now here you need any method that you know for multiplying 2 and 3 digit numbers together. I'm going to use the grid method. You could use the column method if you're comfortable with that, but I'll use the grid method this time. So we've got 60 and 2, and those are going to be multiplied by 100 and 40 and 8. So let's have a look what we got. Careful, 60 times 100 is 6,000. 60 times 40 is 2,400. 60 times 8 is 480. 2 times 100 is 200. 2 times 40 is 80. And 2 times 8 is 16. Okay, now I just need to add those all up. I might add the columns up and then just add those together. So I'm going to add these together and see what we get. So 6,000 plus 200 is 6,200. 2,400 plus 80 is 2,480, and 480 plus 16 is 496. So by doing those, I'm going to now add these 3 together to get my total. So 6,200 plus 2,480 plus 496. So my answer is 6. 9 and 8 make 17. Carry the 1. 2, 3, 7, 11. Carry the 1. 6, 8, 9. 9,176. But I know that my answer can't be 9,176 because I've multiplied by 10 and by 10, so I've multiplied by 100. So I need to divide that by 100. Therefore, this is my sign for therefore, 9,176 divided by 100 equals 91.76. I'm going to check that. Is that roughly correct? Well, I'm going to check it by having a look at my estimate. 6 times 15 is about 90. Is it roughly in the region of 90, as in it's not close to 9 or 900? Yes. So I've checked it. That should be correct. Okay. Let's do another example. I think I'll probably just do 2 examples. Otherwise the video will get overly long. And I'll set you guys 2 examples to do as well. So let's take one where we've got different amounts of different numbers after the decimal place. So let's have a look at that. Just moving the camera a bit. Okay. So EG2. Alright, if I've got 2.03 times by 4.1, well, my first move is to do an estimate. So estimate, okay, so my estimate is, it's about 2 times 4, which is 8. So my estimate is 8. Now let's work out the actual amount. So I need to, as we saw here, convert both to whole numbers by multiplying by a power of 10. So 2.03, I'm going to need to multiply that by 100 to get me to 203, a whole number that I can work with. But this 4.1, I only need to multiply by 10 to get me 41. I just took care there because I don't want any confusion, particularly if you're going to multiply these with the column method. I want them lined up properly. So before I carry on though, I'm going to have a look at what my total multiplication was. If one was multiplied by 100 and another was multiplied by 10, then my total multiplication was times by 1000. Okay, so at the end I'm going to have to divide by 1000. So all I need to do now is I'm going to set out a grid method again for 203 times by 41. There's lots of different ways you could do this, but that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to do 203 times by 41. So 200. Now, no tens. I'm going to put no tens, but you don't actually have to bother. You'll see that will obviously come out as 0 for any of those multiplications. So 203. I'm going to multiply that by 41, so 40 and 1. Don't know why I've done these so long. I don't need to, do I? So 40 times 200 is 8,000. 40 times 0 is 0. 40 times 3 is 120. 200 times 1 is 200. 0 times 1 is 0, and 3 times 1 is 3. So this is really quite easy to add up, isn't it? I've got 8,000. I've got 200. I've got 120, and I haven't left myself really enough space. I should have left myself plenty of space to get this one number per box. Now I have having to take extra special care to line it up correctly. And 3, and I'm going to add those together to see what I've got. 3, 2, 3, 8,323. So 8,323. Now remember, it's times 1,000, so I'm going to do therefore 8,323 divided by 1,000 equals 8.323. And that's my answer. Check it against my estimate. Is it roughly 8? Yes, it is. So you can check if it's sort of 3 or 4 times as high, or 10 times as high, or 10, or a tenth as much, then you know you're out. But if it's somewhere relatively close, then you're definitely going to be fine. So there we go. 8 is my answer. 8.323 is my answer. So that's those 2 examples there. Just going to zoom out so you can freeze it on that if you want. Try to zoom in and try to get it so you can see both of those questions. And I'm going to pause it there. I'm going to stop the video. Well, no, you can pause it there. I'm going to go on and give you some questions of your own to do. So here we go. So your own questions. I'm going to put in a ruler because that keeps it nice and neat. Put in a margin rather with a ruler. And now question 1. Again, with this, I want you to leave plenty of space and do all of your working out before you write in question 2. So question 1, 8.3 times by 12.4. And I'll give you one more to do to check that you're solid with it. So leave plenty of space, complete all your working out for that, show your working out very clearly. Question 2 is 4.06 times by 3.4. Have a go at that. And hopefully you will have mastered decimal multiplication. Thank you for watching the video.